If you are a licensed esthetician, cosmetologist, about to graduate, and you have a goal of opening up your own waxing business or aesthetics business, then by the end of this video, you will know the exact 7 steps needed in order to open a successful waxing business in 2026. I'm Brie Mesquit, licensed esthetician of over a decade. I started off at European Wax Center. That was the beginning of my waxing journey. Then went solo, became an educator, developed my own product line, and now I have opened up my own commission waxing center. And today I'm going to teach you exactly how to build your waxing business from the ground up, 7 steps that you need to know. Step number 1 is going to be choose your business model and your goal. Now, it is okay for this to change over time. It did for me. I started off with just wanting to be solo. I rented a treatment room, and then it grew into having renters, and now grew into having a commission-based studio. But from the beginning, you're going to want to choose for yourself right now. Are you going to be operating a solo suite or a small studio where you could have renters or potential commission waxers? What's my recommendation from the very beginning? If this is your first time in business for yourself, I would go solo and rent a treatment room and focus on building the skill sets needed to run a successful business before bringing others in. Second option, I would say then move to renters. I really like the progression that I did because it really helped me kind of ease my way into ownership and having employees. So that's step number 1, choose your business model, and then also set some goals for yourself. How many days do you want to work? How many hours? What does your revenue look like? What revenue would you like to be hitting? What profits? What do you need to be taking home? I like setting those goals and having that big vision so we can work backwards and get really realistic about this. This is what I've done with my coaching clients, is like, what days do you want to work, or how many hours do you want to work? What income do you need to bring home? And then it's easy to work backwards from there of, okay, then we have a goal of you need to be providing 50 Brazilians per month. You can really break it down that way. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is all the legal stuff, licensing and protecting yourself. So you're going to want to make sure you have your professional license, so aesthetics license, cosmetologist license, whatever your state requires in order for you to legally be able to be providing waxing services. I know here in the US, it falls under one of those 2 categories, licensed esthetician or licensed cosmetologist. Next, you're going to want to form the business. So when you're first starting off, you're going to be an LLC. So you're going to register as an LLC. You can do this yourself, or you can hire someone to do this for you. I personally had someone do it for me just so I didn't screw things up. But with ChatGPT and all the AI help that we have now and resource we have available to us, you may be able to walk through and do it yourself. It does seem like it's pretty simple and straightforward. Then you need to get an EIN number. This is, in essence, your business's social security number, your tax ID number. So you need LLC, EIN. Once you hit a certain revenue or profits that you're taking home on a yearly basis, about 50,000, then you will most likely be recommended. You want to talk to your tax professional, your CPA, but to transfer into being an S Corp. That will come later. Keep it in the back of your mind. You want to open up a business bank account, so you're going to need that. You need to get your insurance, so personal liability, and then you can also have business property insurance as well. I personally use ASCP. They're fantastic, very affordable, plus they have tons of resources. They're actually an association, so they have so much available to help support you in your journey. So those are the main things when it comes to legal and licensing. Do not treat this like a hobby from the very beginning. That's how you're going to be setting yourself up for the future, for your business to not thrive in the way that you want it to, unless your goal is to just make a little bit of side income. If you're here on my channel, you're more than likely have the goal to build a very profitable business that allows you time and financial freedom. So you need to make sure you are handling this stuff. I know it's not the fun stuff. I know it can cause a lot of anxiety because it's new for a lot of us and we don't know exactly how to do it, but you guys have the information and you have resources to you. You can get this done. Write one thing down and check one thing off at a time. Don't look at the big picture of everything you have to do. Just attack one thing at a time. Get this stuff done. It's really, really important. You got to treat this like a business from day one if you want it to grow. Next step is going to be just doing your money math, knowing your expenses, overhead, all the things, and also setting up your service menu and pricing. So you need to list your monthly fixed costs. So this can include your lease, your software, which is going to be your booking system, which I use Gloss Genius, very inexpensive. You want to track that. If you're using QuickBooks, which I recommend for keeping track of all your finances, that's a fixed expense. Sometimes you'll have utility bills, right? Think water, trash, electricity, Wi-Fi, track all of those, your insurance, and then your supplies as well. So when it comes to supplies, that wouldn't fall necessarily. Your main supplies to get started falls under more of a fixed cost, but it's not a reoccurring cost, so it's a little bit different. But like things like your treatment table, wax pots, things like that, you need that up front to get started, but you don't necessarily, you're not going to be buying those on a monthly basis. So then separately, you need to estimate what it's going to cost for your monthly supply. So your wax, your consumables. So these are called consumables because you're going through them and you're needing to continue to reorder. So body waxing sticks comes to mind, wax, cotton rounds, gloves, like toiletries, paper towels, if you have a restroom, toilet paper, things like that. You want to try your best to estimate those costs as well. It's going to be hard to foresee that. So what I want you to do is start keeping track of every time you order something and the date. So you start to see a trending pattern of, okay, I go through about 20 pounds of wax a month to start. Then it increases to 40, then 60. One of my coaching clients, she just texted me the other day. She was so excited because she has a subscription with us for Rebel Wax. So I taught her systems to make your life easier. And she saves. Okay, now I'm plugging in our subscriptions, but our subscriptions are fantastic. She had to up it to 120 pounds per month. Like, that's incredible. The volume that she's doing is just awesome. So she's been very good at tracking this so she knows and she can foresee. Okay, so you guys need to start that from the very beginning. The hard part of starting this from the beginning is creating the habit. Do the things that your future self will thank you for. And that's what I try to keep in mind when I'm doing things I really don't want to do that are very boring, that are not the exciting parts of business. I tell myself, because I've been through times when I didn't do this, and now I'm focusing on having discipline and doing things that my future self will thank me for. This you will thank yourself for, because if you are tracking all this from the very beginning, it serves a huge purpose for you later on as you continue to grow and you get busier, okay? So don't skip on this stuff just because you feel like it doesn't matter right now. It does, and it's easier to set it up right now because you're not super busy yet. Okay, so then you want to also, so once you know your numbers, you need to start pricing your services. So what my favorite, honestly, for waxing services is I like to pretty much mimic what the local European Wax Center is charging, and maybe be a little bit more or a little bit less, depending on all the math that you did on your expenses, because everyone's lease and everything's going to, vary a little bit. But I really like to do it that way because they have a huge market research team. Every European has different pricing based on where they're located. So if you have one near you, they've already done the hard work. That's what I've done, and it's worked out really well for us. We do not have a European Wax Center here. We have a different corporate chain. I believe they may charge like $68 for the Brazilian, and we charge $70. So just to kind of give you an example there. But you really want to take into account all your expenses and then also your timing as well. Like, how long does it take you to do a Brazilian? It's not fair though if it takes you an hour, because maybe you're still perfecting and getting used to your technique, to pass that charge on to your client, because in essence you're still kind of practicing and you're getting paid to practice on clients. So you want to make sure you're pricing fairly based on your experience level as well. And then the goal should be really to get that down to a 30-minute appointment time. Now I know some people have their their own feelings on that, and that's fine. That's the beauty of it being your own business. You can do whatever the heck you want. But from a profit standpoint, there's only so many hours in the day. You want to be able to get a higher volume of clients in, and you can still do this in a way where your clients are taken great care of. You can be a speed waxer and also provide a great client experience. And that's a big topic right now where people are like, speed waxers aren't giving a good overall experience. I beg to differ, because I did for a very long time doing 15-minute Brazilians, and my clients felt very well taken care of, and I built great relationships with each of my clients as well. Also, you want to have kind of a focus of your menu. Like, what is your core specialty? So for us here at Rebel Wax Studio, it's Brazilian waxing, but we provide full body. You might really enjoy brows, and maybe that's your main focus. So most often it is great to really have kind of a main focus, and when you can build up that trust and that clientele, you're naturally going to book other services as well. For example, like I said, we really focus on Brazilians, but we have quite a few brow clients, full body, underarm, legs, all the things, but also brow laminations and tinting is a newer service, and we've been gaining popularity on that as well. So, but our main focus and in all of our marketing is Brazilians. All right, step number 4 is your space, your supplies, your setup. So you need to find your location, and you need to get all of your supplies set up. So if you need a full supplies checklist, check out this video. I break it all down for you. So you need to gather all of your supplies and start setting up your treatment room. If you want a tour of my treatment room here at Rebel Wax Studio, it's actually right behind this wall behind me. Go ahead and check out this video. I did a full tour for you guys. All right, step number 5 is your brand and your promise. So I'm a big fan on personal branding. So yes, you'll most likely have a business name, and that's good. You should. But when it comes to branding and marketing yourself online, I would really focus on you as the provider. It's been so huge for me, you guys. When I started working with my business coach 3 years ago, the first thing he had me do was change my Instagram handle from my business name, which is Lash Wax OC. I was still taking clients at this point. I'm no longer taking clients in the treatment room, not paying ones. I take them for demos for you guys here on YouTube. But he had me change my Instagram to my name and start branding myself personally, and the amount of opportunity that has opened up for me after doing that and making that switch is incredible. The connections I've built with you guys, with other estheticians, with other brands in this space has been huge. So people buy from people, and you're the service provider. You're the one that the client's coming to see and is bought into, not necessarily your business name. So focusing on that is really huge. And then what is your promise? What is your promise to them? What is it that you want to be known for? Maybe it's that you really help first timers, maybe people who have had a bad past experience. Like, you are someone that is very trustworthy. Maybe you're very body positive. Maybe you have people who have had bad past experiences because they felt really self-conscious, or they had a bad experience with someone else in the past. Maybe that's your thing. Find what makes you unique but is authentic to you. Don't try to fit into someone else's like vibe or their brand. What's truly makes you different, that's what you want to be showcasing. That's what your content is going to be about, and that's your brand. That's why, again, I'm so huge on personal branding. For me, it's really education focused and mindset focused, of breaking through those limiting beliefs and those barriers that we set on ourselves. My brand is really trying to help others in the industry to break past that and go after it, get after it, open up your business. Why not? You only have one life to live. Do it. Go for it. What's your worst case scenario? I'm getting off on a tangent, but worst case scenario is probably where it is that you're at right now. You can always go get another job, okay? Everywhere you can go get a serving job if needed, and you're not going to go hungry or homeless. Go after it. Open up your business. It also end up working out. We need to play that in our heads too. Not always the what if it doesn't work out. What if it does work out? And you end up loving your business and build something really that gives back too to the community and to the women that are going to come visit you, or men, and come get waxed. So brand and promise. Step number 6 is now you need to work on getting your first 20 to 50 clients. So how are you going to do this? You need to follow the know, like, trust, and then book method. So to get to know you, Google Business Profile is going to be number one with the basic website and then like your booking platform as well. Google Business is the number one way we bring new clients in. Very important. You can go listen to my podcast episode on that. You need to get that set up. This is high intent clients. They're going in and typing Brazilian wax near me. They've already made the decision that they want to get waxed, and now they just need to know that you are available. Okay. And then the like factor. So now they know that you exist, and now we want them to like us, right? Hopefully based on your brand, you're going to find your right people that fit into that. So this is going to be done through your social media. So Instagram, TikTok, showing up on your stories, just very authentically raw, uncut, your posts, behind the scenes, doing some mini educational things. Speak on the pain points and the fears that your potential future client has. That's going to be very helpful for that like. So we've already done know, like, and now trust. This is where we show proof. This is where we show what's called social proof. So reviews, before and after, especially brows do so well with this. Screenshots of positive conversations you've had with clients, especially when you're doing that follow-up and you're reaching out after 24, 48 hours after you have a new client. You should be following up and saying, hey, this is Bree. I just want to follow up, see how your skin's feeling. If you have any questions or anything, I'm here to help. Sometimes people respond with really positive comments. You can screenshot, block out their name, share that. So you want to be showing things that build trust with the people who now know who you are, like you, and now we're building that trust, and that pushes them to book with you. I really like to have a new client promo. It's just an easy, like low barrier way for them to get in and test you out without feeling like they're going to lose their money if they don't enjoy the experience or don't get the results that they're looking for. You're going to provide them an excellent experience, so we're not worried about that. We just need to get them in the door. So we personally do 50% off their first Brazilian, and that has worked really, really well for us. And then it's important once they come in, you really focus on giving them the best overall experience possible. All right, so now you're on to step 6. Your main focus is just getting those first clients in. And I have so many episodes on my podcast, The Rebel Show. I have tons of videos here on YouTube on exactly how to do that. So you need to eat, breathe, sleep this stuff. It needs to become an obsession. You cannot just rent a treatment room, fill it out, paint the walls, make it cute and branded, post once on Instagram, and think that clients are going to flock to you. It needs to be earned, and it's going to be really hard, but it's very much worth it. And I have so much information for you guys here. It's not a lack of not knowing how. We need to commit and then do it and follow through and stay consistent. All right. Okay. Step number 7 is now we need to start thinking long-term. So now you're starting to get these clients coming in. Sure, it's still kind of scattered and a little bit inconsistent, but they're coming in. Now you need to think long-term. You need to be retaining these clients. You cannot be working as hard as you are on bringing new people in and then letting them leave out the back door. So really important that you're thinking long-term and thinking retention. Okay. So this really, really is crucial for the success of your business long term, paying attention to that. So having the simple scripts that you're saying in the treatment room to pre-set up the rebook at checkout is going to be really important. Again, I have tons of resources, information here on my channel for you guys on exactly how to do that. But that's the last step, is now you're focusing on maintaining, bringing in new clients, continue that. The main source is going to be your Google business page and your socials, and then retaining those clients. If you focus on those and then also reinstating old clients that fall off after a certain amount of time, I go over that in another episode. But if at minimum you focus on those two things, continuing to bring in new and retaining them, you will be building a very profitable, successful business in no time. But it does take some time though. When I say in no time, this could be a year, 2 years, 3 years before you're fully booked. But you will thank yourself for taking these steps and doing this. Time's going to pass anyways. I can't believe we're 14 months in to me transferring this over to a commission-based studio. And to look at our books now is just incredible, because we were having weeks where it was only a few clients coming in per week. Now we have fully booked days, and it's fantastic. So you guys can have that as well. Follow these steps, stay consistent, stay disciplined, show up even when it's not fun and when you don't want to. And it can be a thankless job. There's not always going to be people there cheering you on when you do the things that you need to do for your business, but I know what it takes, and I know I'm here cheering you on virtually, and I'm here to support you guys as well. So, all right, I hope this was helpful. If you want an update, like a real raw update on how my commission studio is doing month 14 in, I share all the numbers, everything. Check out this video. I'll see you guys over there.